Before history was written, this world belonged to giants, where survival was carved by tooth and claw. This is Gondwa, vast, untamed, and unforgiving. Here, every step could mean triumph or your last. This is the story of one such giant, its trials, its triumphs, its legend. Welcome to the Growth Series. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sauropod Squad channel. Here on the channel our theme is dinosaurs or prehistoric reptiles, but our passion is for a variety of games. Now guys, if that's your vibe, then welcome, you have found your herd. Today we're back in episode 3 of the Sarcosuchus growth series. Today I'm hoping to reach sub-adult, but we shall see. I was playing a bit of Path of Titans the other day and kept getting killed for my journey from adolescent to sub-adult, so it's going to be a scary world out there today, I think. But folks, if you are new to this growth series, here on the series, we're going to be showing you everything that this little guy, this little Sarco, gets up to in his life. This growth series is really meant to show you what it feels like to actually play the Sarcosuchus, right? A lot of people chop up just the combat videos. We'll have combat for sure, but I want to show you guys the fast times, the slow times, and everything in between on the way to full adult with this Sarco. Now, with that being said, let's whip open the map and check out the game plan. Now, last episode, we spawned down here in White Cliffs and kind of went through the Swamp Tooth Marsh, out into Volcano Bay, had some scary moments in the Burned Forest, and a big Spino scare over by the Teeth. And that put us out here up in the Red Kelp Forest. Now, I'm not going to lie, we're very safe out here. I love the northern half of the map because it's a lot more safe, with the only exception of Hunter Thicket is pretty populated. But it's more or less pretty safe up here. I'm interested in swimming out over here, which is way over there. So let's go head out there over there, because every time I've been out there over there on a subaquatic creature, there hasn't been quests, and it's been a few months since I've really been out there to check if they've added quests. So I think step one, we're gonna go check out over there, see if anything is remotely worth going out there for, and then after that we're gonna continue kind of our roundabout way of around the ocean here. We'll do some quests probably in Rainbow Hills, and we might sneak our way to the Gully if we want to get kind of cheeky and see if we can see some people, but generally we need to stay safe. Once we're sub-adult, that's when we can kind of be a little bit more aggressive in the world and a little bit uncaring about who sees us. But today I still think Thorn here needs to be a little bit safe, at least until sub-adult. Alright, check it out. Pebble Isle is the name of this place. We're going to have to wait about 2 minutes here to see if we get any quests. But yeah, like I briefly mentioned, last time I was out here was a long time ago. I mean, there's no reason to come out here other than to try to get some quests, and in the past, it didn't have quests. So I'm wondering, we might even be able to tell just by kind of looking around before we even get the quest, if there's even quest items on the floor. It's looking pretty darn barren, if I'm honest. But look at this. This is a pretty awesome little, battle arena for subaquatics. You'd feel like this place would be a little bit more popular. Very shallow too, so not a whole lot of swimming to be done in here. Now, what is interesting, it is fresh water. It doesn't really matter for us because we can get our thirst up just by swimming, even in saltwater, which I'm absolutely loving on the Sarco. The saltwater croc life is awesome. But yeah, there is fresh water here for creatures that can't absorb water into their skin. All right, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Do we have quests here? No quests at Pebble Isle. Kind of a bummer. I bet you that they'll work on this place though. You can easily add some tropical trees and make it like a nice little, almost like a swamp away from, or like a, what's the word? An archipelago. Yeah, you could have a bunch of trees and make it nice and tropical, and add some fish in the water. Hope they work on this place, but nothing is here now, so let's get back probably over to the kelp forest and head on to land over at the Rainbow Hills. See you guys there. Alright, we have arrived to Rainbow Hills. Now, it's not the safest place for us at all, but if I stay near the ocean, I'm not too worried. I did want to show you guys the abilities that we got at the end of last episode. So if I hit my 2 here, you can have a little bit of a burst of speed, which is pretty sick. 10-second timer, so you can't use it too often. But it'll be kind of nice just to catch some prey or to get away from somebody else. And then we also have this button. Now I want to test in the water first. Yeah, 100%. So at 180 degree turns us and snaps. It's got a little bit longer cooldown. What was that? 15 seconds or 12 or something like that. But it does say that it does 30% more damage if we are 35% more damage if we're doing it on land. So that's really why I got it. If we're being chased by someone, right, I can turn around, snap them, and catch them off guard, and I think it'll be very helpful. If you guys have played the Isle, which I've played a lot of on this channel, my favorite thing about the Sarcos is the Dinosuchuses over there, is that alt turn. So you can press the alt button to do an alternate attack in the Isle. And it's essentially the same. You turn around and snap them, and it is key to fighting other land terrestrial creatures in either game, really. So I'm very excited to have that here in Path of Titans. Okay, but moment of truth. What quest do we get? Is it going to be Gifts of the Sea? If it is, I'm swimming somewhere else. Alright, Bloodstones. Not too bad. Our location quest is unfortunately Burn Forest, which is where we came from, so I won't be doing that. So yeah, wish me luck. Gonna get up here and do a little bit of running around. The Bloodstones aren't too hard to find in this zone. It's just that they're kind of in little dry valleys, little gulches. So hopefully we don't get seen by some land creature. Alright guys, wish me luck. Here we go. Into the very dry area here of Rainbow Hills. You know what would be kind of cool? It'd honestly probably be a pain in the ass, but it would be cool for immersiveness. Each zone I kind of wish would have a temperature, right? So like the Sarco here probably should struggle when out in Rainbow Hills and Broken Canyon, right, and Stego Mountain, those really dry areas, Hoodoo Hills, stuff like that, or the Hoodoo Expanse. Those places, they're meant to be like deserts and deserted and very arid and dry, and so I think it would be kind of cool if some of the creatures you know, had an impact on that. So like we would get drier faster in there, or our water would last not as long when in those areas. And then the inverse can happen when you're in like the marsh, right? Or even places like Triad Hills, like very wet kind of forests could be prolonged wetness and prolonged, you know, having your water last longer and stuff like that. Just kind of an idea. I think it'd be kind of cool. Okay, but we've officially hit danger zone, where it's going to take me quite a while to run back to land. Definitely a little worried here, but gotta do, a gator's gotta do what a gator's gotta do, right? Alright, here's our first bloodstone. There's also the watering hole, so I suppose I could be that one croc that hangs out here. I feel like anytime I go to a very small watering hole, I'm like, there won't be a croc here. Unless there is today. Alright, easy enough quest. Let's grab our last bloodstone. And now we just need succulents, which are also down here, I believe. Oh, there's a big AI turtle over there. I'm going to assume that he would attack me. I was just playing my Aeotrike with my buddy off camera, because I still like to play some of this game without the, you know, the needing to record. And the turtles were issues, even as like a young Aeotrike. Also, that sound I'm hearing is very much just an AI. It took me a while to learn that the critter AIs make the sounds of looting and digging, like digging up a burrow sounds like with the player. Definitely scared me a lot, being like, there's a player right there! But reality, nah, it's just an AI. Alright, easy succulent quest done. Now we just need roots. I saw a ton back up there. So let's go get that done too. Oh, look, there's a taco. Do you think I can grab it with one of these? Oh, you can't attack while sprinting. Oh, you have to cancel it. Interesting mechanic. Okay. Well, you can live taco, but I learned something right there. Okay, let's try this again. So if you press your dash button, you can't attack until you cancel a dash and then click. Also drains your stamina like no other. Definitely don't recommend chasing critters with a Sarco, but here we are. Alright, well this is probably going to be a quick snack for Thorn here, but this is going to trigger snack time, everybody, the part of the episode where I ask you guys what you are eating and drinking while our dinosaur, or ancient reptile, does the same. Today, I just finished a breakfast sandwich, one I did not burn, unlike last episode, so that was delicious. And I also have some, it's just signature selects, like Safeway Select, but it's a cream soda, and it is very delicious. I'm a big fan of cream sodas, and root beer, like in general. So yeah, that's what I'm having. Let me know what you guys are having, and that actually filled Thorn up more than I thought it would, so pretty nice. But anyway, let me know what you are eating and drinking today in today's snack time, and like usual, folks, cheers. Okay, but it is time to get out of Rainbow Hills. It looks like we have exhausted all of our quests. And honestly, I would love to get out of here sooner than later. I think what I'm going to do is get back in the water here and head on up to Rockfall Hill. Now, Rockfall Hill is a little bit more populated, but it does have that nice lake that we can use as kind of a sanctuary, as long as we don't come across any other bigger people trying to do the exact same thing, you know, Suchos and ducks and Spinos and bigger Sarcos. So let's get on over there and see what it's looking like. Alright, I've decided to enter Rockfall Hill Lake from the north side here, because it's a little bit quieter. I think there's more action that happens kind of in the south side. Let's get a little bit of a nice approach, nice and safe from this side, and hopefully we get a good quest. What is it? Roots! Roots is a good quest. Okay, let's get to work. Alright, here's our first look at the lake. Anyone hanging out today? Seems fairly quiet. And if we head underwater, nothing but delicious fish for us to snack on. Good to see. Okay, I think this will be a pretty good safe haven for us for a while we complete all these quests. So let's claim this place as ours. Alright, easy roots quest done. Next up is rocks, which are also going to be quite easy. And just like that, like I said, rocks easy. Literally all the rocks were right in this little corner. Alright, now on to succulents. Alright guys, as I walk up here to finish this last quest here, the succulent quest, I'm realizing the absurdity of a crocodile out here in pretty arid environments collecting cactuses. Which brings me to think about a very common complaint about Path of Titans, which is that, also I need flowers, which is that the questing is just kind of, it's odd, right? A lot of people will say, I don't want to play a creature that just walks around picking up pine cones. And I think that's an extremely valid statement. Now, I've said many, many times before that I like Path of Titans and versus like the Isle for many different reasons, right? I think Path of Titans questing system is very unique, and it works well with the ability system that they've got, right? Like you make marks to then buy abilities, even the skins, right? And the home cave to an extent are all fun rewards that you can use with your marks that you use for your time, and then you got to do the quest to get the marks. So that all makes sense to me. However, my comment of the day for you guys is, if you were handed the development keys to Path of Titans, and you were to overhaul the questing system, what would you do with that? Now, personally for me, my answer is, it's hard to come up with one, if I'm honest, because for me, I've played a lot of MMOs, I've played a lot of like World of Warcraft, and I'm actually playing a lot of RuneScape right now, and one thing that RuneScape does very, very well is actually the questing. The questing is phenomenal in the fact that it's funny, it has you talking to reoccurring characters over and over again, the stories are well crafted, and I think you need something like that to make questing fun, right? Like, go and kill 10 of this, go and collect, 25 flowers. that has its time and place, sure, but it does obviously get very boring for a lot of players very quickly. So my answer, the reason I say my answer is kind of hard to come up with is because do we add NPC creatures in this, right? Do you want a Sarco to walk up to a NPC T-Rex and the T-Rex says, hey, go steal some eggs for me from this one nest, and then you gotta go fight off some, you know, some herbivores to get access to their nest. Like, that would all be fun gameplay, but would it be immersive? Would it work in Path of Titans? I'm not sure. Now, arguably, it would work as well as go collect 25 pine cones, but I think you get my point. Adding NPCs would definitely dramatically change the vibe of this world, probably for the better or for the worse, depending on who you are. But I'm not sure it's the 100% answer to fix the questing problem. So yeah, folks, that is the question comment of the day. What would you do if you could change the questing system? Alright, but it does seem like our time here at Rockfall Hill is complete. We've got 80%, but it decided to stop giving us quests, so we're done. I think the new game plan right now is we'll head on down here to, I always forget this area's name, Muddy something. Gonna be a pretty decent quest for any subaquatic, specifically us as a Sarco here will be very, very easy quest to get. We will probably have to do Gifts of the Sea. I'll see if I want to do it when we get there, you know how that goes. But yeah, let's head on down there and we'll get a new zone to quest in. Also, it's been extremely quiet today on the server. There are 89 players online. Shout out to these 4. But I'm not seeing any. It's crazy. I am staying safe, of course. But yeah, it's been a very quiet day for Thorn here. But honestly, quiet is good. Quiet equals growth. Okay, we've arrived to our new spot, the Mud Flats, and I'm hoping that there is a bit of food in this area, because I'm a little bit hungry, not gonna lie. The ocean side of Mud Flats seems pretty barren, honestly. I mean, look out there. Like, some places look really, really good, and some oceans are just completely, let's be real, undeveloped. There's no plant life, there's nothing. Like, that looks like a PlayStation 1 game, right? And so I'm worried that because the ocean's a little bit underdeveloped, some of the spawning of the fish might also be underdeveloped, which is not good for us. Here's a funny issue I'm realizing. Check this out. When I was coming through here, it's like my Spino, right, Sir Chomps a lot, and I have to collect lake sponges. It was kind of easy because you were tall and you could look down. My sight range is very small, and going underwater doesn't show you too much either because of all the grasses blocking. This is actually a little bit more tedious than you would expect it to be because it's like, oh, I'm a crocodile, I can just, you know, dive into all these mud flats, no problem. But the reality is, as a player, I'm having to like kind of look down, and it's actually kind of tedious. So I'm not the biggest fan of this area. Like, look at this, all the reflection. It's actually kind of hard to see what I'm looking for. And yeah, like I said, this ain't much better. There's some though. Alright, the final lake sponge has been collected, and I ain't gonna lie, that was super tedious, so we're gonna get out of here. Also, we got the Gifts of the Sea quest, and I'm sticking to my word, right? I didn't lie. Gifts of the Sea? Nope. We out. We do also need food, though, so I think the new game plan is to head into this river here and see if we can get some food. I'm worried about trying to quest up here because these got big cliffs. It's hard to get down. And we might head into here, but if I'm honest, that's always been kind of a bad idea. The hot springs has also always been a kind of a bad idea, in the sense that we pretty much always see people. So I might go to the hot springs, but we'll see if we stick around. Alright, everybody. Good morning from Hunter's Thicket, Savannah Grassland, and just south of Hot Springs. Unfortunately, I did not find any fish on the way here, so we are still extremely hungry. Because of that, I think I'm going to have to take drastic measures, and I think we have to go up to the Hunter's Thicket Lake. Now, like I've been saying, it's pretty crowded up there and can get a little busy, but that's because there are food. There's like a lot of fish spawns up there. So I think we're going to go for it. Now, I'm getting close to to sub-adult, so I'm starting to look more big. I'm bigger than smaller in the eyes of people, so that might deter some people from challenging me, right, trying to fight me. I don't really want to get into any fights until I have my full kit, right, my full sub-adult kit. But, you know, if it happens, it happens. But we're going to take the right turn here and go around this waterfall, which is also kind of scary, because we don't like being on land, but like I said, we got to do what we got to do. Alright guys, moment of truth. As we crest over this hill, take a look at the water. That's somebody? Ooh, that might just be a rock. It's looking kind of quiet. Okay, okay. Yeah, just like the rest of the server, it's looking quite peaceful. Go ahead and hop in there. I already see a fish. What's good? Let's look around for any submerged people. Submerged players. Okay. Think you're mine, fishy. Alright. Very strange to be in here with absolutely nobody. You almost always see people, but hey, I'll take a peaceful day. I just hope you guys don't find this episode super boring with absolutely no view of anybody else. But that's the growth series for you guys. It's relaxing sometimes, it's crazy others. You never quite know what you're gonna get. That should be a new saying. Instead of the life is like a box of chocolates, just go up to people and say, yeah, life is like a Path of Titans growth series. You never know what you're gonna get. What would be really cool, though, is if I had the Kill an Herbivore quest and we saw one drinking on the water's edge, because I do think I'm starting to become big enough that I would be able to grab very small, like, for sure, juveniles, but maybe even some adolescents? Maybe not. I mean, I'm still adolescent myself. Alright, well, I've got my belly full with all the fish in Hunter's Thicket to myself, which is crazy. There's so many extra ones that I didn't have to eat. I don't really want to quest in Hunter's Thicket because it is a lot on land, and I still think, even though we don't see anybody, I still think it's kind of crazy around here. You never know. So I do think I'm going to head down south a little, or I guess north. I'm going to head down this hill, and we're going to quest in Snake Gully because I'll always have a close river to run to. Alright, there we go. Discovered Snake Gully. It's another reason why I wanted to come here, is that free exploration EXP is great. Honestly, it's a lot. It really, I feel like everybody in the past was complaining about growth because it took so long. As soon as they added the, hey, go to a new zone, you'll get 100 marks and a little bit of growth, people stopped complaining. I haven't seen people really complain about growth anymore because it goes so fast. Whoa, look at this. A Sarco died here? A bigger Sarco than me? That's a little scary. Okay. Yeah, that's worrisome, not gonna lie. I fully expect to see like a Spino or something around the corner here being like, this is my river. That's scary. You never want to see a corpse of your own creature, of something that's older than you. Oh! Lots is happening. I hear stuff. There's a croc way down there. You see him? Another big croc way down there. Is he coming back this way? Scary. I hear something above me too. Let's see what it is. It's big. I hear the thumps and it's coming over that hill. I ain't got nowhere to run, guys. I just have the river. I think they might be going back and forth doing the delivery quest. I'm worried about that croc down there, too. We went from not seeing anybody to just everybody all of a sudden. Oh, it's getting louder. Here he comes. Okay, the footprints are fading away. He's definitely doing the delivery quest, which is our quest right now, too. There's the corpse of the big Sarco again. And I don't know. I also I don't know what to do. I might go back to Hunter's Thicket if I'm honest. I would love, however, to get a sneaky little peek at who this is, just for you guys. Just because I'm curious. Nope, scratch that. An AI roared and alerted that I was here, so I ain't gonna risk that at all. not today. Alright, we're getting out of Snake Gully. That place was too scary. Gonna dive into Hunter's Thicket. That was safe. Might not be anymore. Alright, I think using the cover of the fog here, we're just gonna get some distance between that other Sarco and whatever was huge. It was a big, two-legged creature. So, could have been anything, honestly. But my goal today is simply to hit sub-adult, which we are extremely close for. So I think I'm going to pop my head in over here. This will get the location quest for Ocean Pillars. Oh, we're already there. Never mind. And this place usually has some pretty easy quests, and I'm along the ocean for safety. So let's knock out Ocean Pillars super quick, and then maybe we could head to Birchwoods to, which is down here. I have already seen it, but we have our location quest to go there. Or perhaps we simply head over to this area. Forget what it's called, Sandy Shore or something like that, Sandy Cove. And it does have a home cave next to the Salt Flats, which we could conclude the episode in and collect our new sub-adult abilities. I'm very curious to see what they all are. Oh, but we got gifts from the sea. You know what? Ugh. I'll do it. I'll do it. I ain't gonna be happy about it, but I'll do it. Alright, I like how earlier in the episode I said, I ain't a liar, I ain't never gonna do Gifts of the Sea, and well, here I am immediately doing Gifts of the Sea again. It is what it is. Alright guys, let's get the heck out of Ocean Pillars. I ended up doing a Pine Cone quest and a Rock quest to get a little bit more growth. You can see we're almost sub-adult, but nothing interesting happened, so let's go ahead and beeline it down to the Birchwoods. Alright guys, it is an absolute terrible day out. To be fair, the past, this whole episode, the weather has been kind of crap, right? It was like a foggy, gloomy night, and then gave way to this very foggy morning, and now it's just straight up storming. But, hey, you gotta love the new weather effects that Pathfinds has added recently. I've been talking about immersion all episode, and it really, really breaks the immersion up to snuff, you know what I mean? Okay, but my idea here is to quickly just run into, bam, there we go, run into the Birchwoods just to get that location quest done. That's going to give us easy marks, and then the place I want to actually go quest in is over here. We're going to pop our head into here, we'll get the new location, and honestly, I don't even think I need a new quests. I just need to get the location here and the Salt Flats, and that should, I think, be enough to get us to sub-adult, and I'll head over to that home cave, and we'll go see what new abilities we got for the next episode. A quick note while we're here, though, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, I think this little lake should be its own like, micro, very small zone, because I think it's weird that it's just Birchwoods and Sandy Shores and all that. It's like, fill the lake with something. Alright, here's that cove entrance, which should quickly get us the Sand Caverns. That's what it's called. Bam, there it is. Sand Caverns, point of interest, locked and loaded. Hey, there it is. Sub-adult officially. Good job, Thorn. That's awesome. Yeah, and to be honest, we kind of look it. No more baby juvenile skin. I mean, we still have the default skin, but it's not really juvenile anymore. It's just it's the green that I designed him to be. Very awesome. We'll definitely be spending next episode looking at skins, building a nest, and doing all those new, fresh sub-adult activities. But first things first, today, let's go get to the safety of our home cave. Oh, speaking of safety, I definitely hear someone big around me picking flowers. It's kind of hard to hear between the rumble of the thunder and the big thuds of their feet, but yeah, I don't feel super safe. This home cave is pretty populated. Oh god, I think someone's running up right behind us. Oh, there indeed was somebody. Yep, look at that, a big Anodonto coming in. Yeah, look at him. There he is. Big boy. Alright, folks. Home sweet home. We've got 3,500 marks, which is fantastic. So let's go ahead and quickly see what new things we have available to us. So we've got the new hide slot available. We've got the option for strong lungs. 50% increased armor while in the water. 50% decreased swim stamina drain. And 100% increased oxygen recovery. Love that, honestly. We've got a pretty fantastic water build already, so I might lean into that. Next one is Rugged Scales. 25% increased armor, solid. 50% increased health recovery while on land, interesting. 30% increased status effect recovery rate while in water. Interesting. So they've given you a bit of both with this one. That's not too bad either. And our last one is Muddy Scales. So I'm assuming to go with the mud build. That is a possibility here. Activate to roll in dirt, covering yourself in mud. Gain up to 50% increased armor based on the amount of mud currently applied. Activate multiple times to apply more mud. Mud will wash off in the water or rain. Activating will delash all pounced creatures. Cool. Yeah, so it's very much if you want to do the mud build, right? We had the senses. Caked On was an option with the mud. We also had the leg slot, the mud slide. So there's definitely like a land-built gator mud build that I do find very fascinating. But I think currently we're very much aquatic. So I'm going to get us the strong lungs, and perhaps in the future episode, if we've got extra marks, I could try out the mud build for fun. Alright folks, but last but not least, we need to decorate our little area with the decorations that we got. We got a bunch of cactuses today from all of our time in Rockfall Hill, so I think I'm just going to continue decorating the small little corner for Thorn. Let's go ahead and put that like that. And yeah, he's got his nice little nest right here. I like it. You don't have to decorate your whole home cave, right? You just leave that whole side to whatever. Just make a nice little corner for your guys. Alright, but as we back Thorn in here to his little spot for the evening, I want to thank you guys for watching the Grow series. I know this one's a little bit longer. I recorded for an hour and a half this time instead of an hour, so a little bit extra for you guys. I really wanted to make sure we hit sub-adult today. But yeah, folks, I hope you enjoyed watching. Until next Tuesday, I hope you guys have a great rest of your morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. But until next time, peace.